Hello everybody, Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here. I hope you're all really well. Welcome to my September favourites video. I hope that you've all had a fantastic month. One of the highlights of September for me has been filming my Skin September series, which I've really enjoyed doing. I've really enjoyed interacting with you guys with the comments that you've made on the videos, and I've been overwhelmed by the response, so thank you so much to everybody that made nice comments. I really appreciate all of you taking the time to watch my videos. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's true. I've got a few favourites for you this month, not too many. As always, they're in no particular order, but it does make sense for me to start off with skincare this month because of Skin September. So I'm going to start off by talking about a new cleanser that I've been trying, and this is the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse. And one of my friends here on YouTube, The Blushed Beauty, also mentioned this in her September favourite. She was a little bit more organised than me and filmed hers a little bit before, so I know that she's already mentioned this. This is the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse, as I said, and it's a cleansing oil. If you've watched my channel for a while or followed my blog, then you'll know that I really like using a cleansing oil in the mornings. I find them quick and easy to use, just as quick and easy as a facial wash, but I find them much more beneficial to my skin. And I've been impressed with this one from Dermalogica. And that's unsurprising because it does remind me a lot of my Holy Grail one, which is by DHC. To be honest, I don't love this quite as much, the main reason for that being the price tag. The DHC is much better value for money, and I talked about that in more depth on my blog post that I did on this. So I'll link that below if you're interested in reading more about this, hearing a little bit more about my thoughts on it. But basically I really like this. It's got a citrusy fragrance, so again it makes it good for the mornings. It's quite a lightweight oil, so it's really nice and easy to emulsify and rinse off with no residue left on the skin. Don't be afraid of using a cleansing oil if you've got oily skin, because as long as you rinse it away you'll be fine. In fact, it will have a balancing effect. I've got normal to slightly combination skin. I tend to get oiliness through my T-zone, and I've found that I've gotten on really well with this. But the Blushed Beauty here on YouTube, who also mentioned this in her favourites, has got very dry skin, and she also liked it. So I think this would be a great choice for any skin type. Despite the name pre-cleanse, I don't do a double cleanse because I use it in the mornings and I really don't feel that it's necessary to do that much of an in-depth cleanse. I definitely think it's important to cleanse in the morning still. After all, why else would you change your bed sheets? You know, your skin sheds and regenerates throughout the night. And I just think that, you know, maybe you sweat. I think it's important still to cleanse in the mornings, but I think just using this on its own without the next cleansing step is fine. I think just using this on its own in the morning is sufficient. And I like the packaging, it looks quite sleek and it's got a flip top dispenser. Dermalogica is one of those brands that I never want to like, but I always find that their products are quite effective on the whole. Some of them are a bit hit and miss. This is a really nice one because it's free from mineral oil, which I really recommend if you're using it as a cleansing oil. And it's that olive oil base that's the same as my DHC, so unsurprising that I like this. I've gone on about that for far too long, so I'm going to move on to the next product now. Now, I mentioned that my skin was quite congested during Skin September, and I went along for a Decleor facial, which I really enjoyed. One of the things that I incorporated into my skincare regime in September to help that congestion was this product that I saw in my local health food store called Antiac, and I noticed that it was a Channel 4, which is a TV channel here in the UK, a Channel 4 award winner for Best Acne product. I looked at the ingredients and I was pretty impressed to see that it was free from lots of nasties, including alcohol, so it's not too harsh of a product. It's got a very strong medicinal scent, which comes from the inclusion of tea tree oil. But I was really impressed with the ingredients list, and I do feel that this has been really beneficial, adding that extra step into my skincare routine. It's really easy to use, just simply spritz it onto skin after cleansing and then massage it in, and it just has an antibacterial effect. So I found this to be very beneficial. I think it's really helped clear up my skin, and I would highly recommend this for anybody that's getting acne or even sort of slight blemish prone skin. Maybe if you get spots that time of the month, then this would be a good thing to add into your skincare regime at that point. And I also think it's a good one for teens as well, just to use. It's not too harsh as a lot of these products can be, and it's, you know, it's more pricey than your average sort of drugstore brand, but I think it's worth the value for money. But I think that it is a value for money product because of the quality of it, and it's still affordable. It's not sort of a high-end sort of department store cost. Talking of department store brands, the next skincare item, in fact the last one that I've got to talk to you about today, is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery for eyes. This is the best eye cream I've tried in a long time. Quite often I'll try eye creams and I'll be like, yeah, it's nice enough, it's nourishing and giving me a bit of moisture around the area, but I don't really notice anything special, you know, no specific results. This, I really have noticed that an improvement in the beginnings of those fine lines around the eyes. Not so much puffiness, I don't really get that so much anymore, but any dryness that I've been experiencing, and I just think the general area looks a bit brighter and healthier. This looks like I've barely used it, and that's because I was using a sample that I picked up when I got my serum, and I decided to go ahead and buy the full size, which is very rare for me. I rarely repurchase something unless I absolutely love it, because I'm constantly trying new products because of my job. So I repurchased this based on trying out the sample, and I love it. Can't recommend this highly enough. And it also makes sense to me to use a separate eye cream in the evening as to the one you're using in the day. So in the day I've been using the Rhodial one, which has an SPF 15, and then I've been using this at night. And even though it's got shea butter in, although shea butter breaks me out normally if I'm putting it on the areas where I'm spot prone, I haven't had any issues with it around my eyes. Really like this. I'd recommend this to anyone that's worrying about the very first signs of aging upwards. I wouldn't say that it would be a good one if you're teens to early or mid-20s. I think anyone higher up, I think you'd be much better off getting something that's going to treat any puffiness or dark circles. But for first signs of aging and onwards, I would recommend this. And although that's expensive, I don't actually think it's too bad value for money. It's a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I would be willing to spend more because it's so results driven. Moving now on to makeup, and I've got an eyeshadow favourite of the month. It's what I'm wearing on my lids at the moment. I'm actually being a bit of a traitor to my country in mentioning this one because it's one of the L'Oreal Infallible shades that is only available in the US, or at least as far as I'm aware. It's certainly not available here in the UK. If you haven't tried these L'Oreal Infallible shadows, then you must. You're missing out. They're fantastic. They're a sort of pressed pigment, so you need to keep this little presser in there. Really amazing quality. They live up to the name in that they do last all day long on the lids. Wonderful pigmentation, and I really like this colour, which is called Bronzed Taupe. This is a fantastic choice if you're looking for a one shadow look, so you can apply it quickly and easily in the mornings, still make it look like you've made an effort. Because of the sort of way that the pigments in this work, it just naturally looks deeper in the crease once you blend it out, and then it's got this metallic pop on the lid. So I really like it. It really is easy to use, blends beautifully. I can't recommend these shadows highly enough. There is a swatch for you there. I don't think that's doing it justice though. Please excuse my nails, by the way. In the last few videos I've been without polish, and I hate that because I think it looks so ungroomed, but I really felt that it's important to give them a bit of a break because they've all been peeling and chipping and breaking really easily, and I think it's probably because of the change in the seasons. I'm not too sure. But despite that, one of my favourites for September is the Clinique Black Honey Nail Varnish. Really love this Vampy shade. It's one of the things that's been making it a little bit more bearable that we're getting into autumn now, because I think this is a gorgeous colour. I've been very impressed with these Clinique nail varnishes, and I would recommend them. I think they're one of the best higher end nail varnishes that I've tried. I haven't been too impressed with the likes of Chanel or Dior, at least pre their reformulation. I know that they've reformulated apparently, so maybe they've improved. Love their colours, but I think they chip so easily. Whereas with these, they need a couple of coats for full opacity, but once they're on, they last pretty well, especially if you top it with a top coat. I always use Sèche Vite. So I really would recommend these, and I love this colour for autumn. Last but not least are these little hair elastics. They're called Popbands. I really like them because they're snag free and you can tie your hair back, which I tend to do in the night and in the daytime quite often as well. And they don't pull your hair or snag, and I've been really trying to improve the condition of my hair. I'm due for a haircut. I tend to go every 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm intrigued to see if my stylist sort of mentions anything about the condition of my hair, because I really do feel that these have stopped me having to like tug those elastics out of my hair and cause any breakage. So I'd recommend these. They're pretty pricey. I think it was a pack of 5 or maybe 6, but it was £6. I just got some neutral colours, mainly greys. I always wear grey a lot, so I thought it was a good one to go for. But I think you can get them in all different colours, and there's a few different brands that do these, so do let me know if you've tried anything like this in your hair. As always, I'm really intrigued to hear what your favourites of September have been. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't and you're not already subscribed, then please do so, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!